What is up? What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to an AEW Watch Along. I'm John, that's Sean, that's Mike, that's Sarah. You can catch Sarah Cooley at youtube.com, typing her name as Sarah Cooley, so you can see her videos about her life, her friends, and all that type of jazz. Mike, take it away.
Hi again, everybody. I'm Michael Paul. Good to be back with you. Where's he going now?
Just gonna talk to Alvin. I'm gonna talk to your fan because you know I get a little hot in your room sometimes.
True. You always do.
You should have just closed the door.
Say what?
Sean should have just closed the door.
Shall I close it? I don't know.
Come on, man.
I'll go get him.
Make a decision, for fuck's sake.
We're 15 minutes in, right, Mike?
That's my point.
Yeah. I'm only here till 10.
Well, that's okay. You'll see the whole show then because it's over at 10.
Thank you. Then I'll be back Friday night.
Friday it's over at... Well, wait. No, tomorrow and Friday it's over at 11.
Friday I can do that. It's not tomorrow.
Sean, what are you doing? Digging in your butt cheek? What the...
I don't know. I think it's, John's getting him back in here.
Are you digging a wormhole?
I have no idea what he's doing.
Come on, dude. Okay, well, in the meantime, both Sean and John are putzing around playing with themselves, or I don't know what they're doing. But in the meantime, I don't have a lot of news. What I will tell you is that premiering April 22nd on Netflix, Wednesday, April 22nd, is the documentary Real American about the life and career of the incredible, the immortal Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Yeah, okay, the incredible, the immortal Hollywood Hulk Hogan. I think we've hit all the nicknames. But that premieres April 22nd. We're about 2 weeks and counting from WrestleMania. A lot of stuff has been added. We'll get into that later. But in the meantime, we are 17 minutes in, and I don't know if their condoms broken, they're trying to find extras. I don't know if they're playing with their dildos or what.
He's getting Sean. And then he'll roll into the dough.
I'm starting to get irritated here.
So I'm not messing around. I could have had a hard day.
Ratcher, my dead grandparents move faster than you. Let's go.
Sorry.
Well, sorry, but like my patience is getting.
I know, I can tell.
Yeah.
Sean, we'll be right back, Michael.
What the fuck is he doing?
Walking without him to his car.
Looking for an extra condom? What is he doing? Sitting there playing with himself?
I told him that we're 15 minutes in the show.
And what did he say?
That he'll be right back.
If you think he doesn't even care.
God, man. I was telling Sarah, my dead grandparents move faster than he does.
You mean our dead family?
Our dead family.
My mom's dead. My
dude.
stepdad's dead.
No, dude. I was just.
Make an example.
I wasn't really joking.
You're coming back.
Well, what were you doing, man?
I didn't go to Albuquerque with my work.
Looking down, trying to find it.
Anyway,
Is it
I
so?
think it's talking.
Is it so small you need a compass? What? Do you
I'll
need?
put it talking, okay?
Yeah. Do you need a map to locate it? What?
I'll put it talking.
anyways,
Hey, mine is bigger than yours, so
Yeah, what's the deal?
oh my god. Good night.
yeah. Now, there's a chair right there. We're
Yeah, I
playing
can say
with
that
Jim.
acting, okay?
What?
Did you say good night already, Michael?
Oh, right. My good nights to my girls, Christy, Crystal, Megan, Amanda, Mackenzie, Noah, Caitlin. It's been a wonderful 7 years. You've been nothing but good to me. Thank you so much for being so wonderful to me all this time. Good night, my angels. We'll see you tomorrow. Sleep well. And
You too, Grandma.
Oh, by the way, Noah friend, April 24th, Michael released in theaters. You and I, Noah friend, for Michael. We'll see what we can hook up, what we can set up or whatnot. In the meantime, we are 20 minutes in. Thank you for being with us. Let's go to Dynamite. Baby. What the? Roman Reigns here to start off our broadcast on the Death Riders descending on Will Ospreay. Ospreay taking the fight to the Death Riders, but he's on his own. Yeah, this is not good for Will Ospreay, especially on this concrete now. Yes. We understand why Ospreay's so upset. But wait a second. What's this? I got Alex Windsor. Ospreay's fiance. Callum Newman. The new IWGP Heavyweight Champion Hanari, Francesco Kieran, Will Ospreay's friends, his stablemates in the United Empire. Well, I got to put the family here. It's going to look like this. And you guys, Dynamite is ready. This is ready to explode. Ospreay and Moxley, they will face each other this Sunday in an intense grudge match for the AEW Continental Championship. And Ospreay, bouncing Moxley's head off that pillar. Now Wheeler Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, isolated Hanari. Hanari could take a run. Francesco Kieran, get it out, Hanari. Wait, Hanari, excuse me, Akira that's thrown his body into Claudio Castagnoli. A wild start to our broadcast. Ospreay, United Empire. Yuta driven into the middle of the cup. The Death Riders, nobody expected this, but least of all, the Death Riders is Alex Windsor, Marina Shafir. Continuing to fight down the ring to the ringside area. Now, these two ladies are going this Sunday one-on-one. See that? Here we go, Bucks. He's out there. Look at this. The United Empire, specifically Ospreay, had something in his back pocket. Ospreay, he competed in Japan for the first time in more than 2 years this past Saturday. And he called on the United Empire. He said that he was facing some challenges, some difficulties at work. An understatement to say the least, but he brought reinforcements here tonight to Dynamite, Tony. And he was there when, of course, Callum McKay
the IWGP Heavyweight Champion at age 23. The youngest man to ever hold New Japan Pro Wrestling's top prize, Callum Newman. He's paired up with a bastard pack. Ringside Alex Windsor, body of Marina Shafir. And there you saw the Sunday Windsor and Marina Shafir at 0 hour. Right before Dynasty. And now Daniel Garcia and John Moxley put up boots to Will Ospreay. Despite the reinforcements, this is, just a truly chaotic scene. Here comes Henare. With reinforcements. This guy's solid, guys. We've seen it before. Through the Death Riders. Slade and Francesco. And the boost from Henare. But now we'll watch the ultimate drop kick. With the bastard pack. He's got some swiftness of his own. Yeah, you can't turn you back on him. Look at that injury. From the front side, he got the boot in the back of the head. Oh, and Henare stays on his feet. And in comes Newman. Will Ospreay's protege. 23 years of age, already climbed to the top of New Japan Pro Wrestling. But in comes Claudio Castagnoli. I know you said it before, Nigel. What an incredible way to start our telecast live in Edmonton, heading to this Sunday. Mark Hustle's never going to calm this one down. Everybody trying to show up Ennis. A body blow by Henare, then he takes Castagnoli over the top, and now Ospreay and Moxley. Ospreay's going to caught in the choke. No one is saving right now on the looks of things. Right. Ospreay getting put to sleep. But wait a second now. Stop the diving foot stop from Callum Newman. Well, Newman is sensational. The things he's done, watch out. Ospreay, he may have been thinking Tiger Driver, Nigel. It's exactly what he had in mind. He was trying to take out Moxley the way that Moxley took him out. Another half a year ago. The United Empire are here. They've taken the higher ground. What will the Death Riders do in response? Well, it's great to see United Empire here with the back.
You right, Michael?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You told me Mox to use my head. I did. I flew over to Japan and I brought Henare. I brought Akira. I brought the youngest heavyweight champ of all time, Callum Newman. And we did a long flight, so we ain't done. I'll give you about an hour and 20 minutes, and we're gonna create some chaos in Canada. Tonight, main event, United Empire versus Death Riders.
You bet I get tired. That's the
Yeah.
A dramatic start to our podcast here tonight, Nigel, as we're just days away from Dynasty. What an incredible way to start tonight's show. One good thing that Tony Khan is celebrating at the prospect of that main event. Well, fans, before we went live on the air, Tony Khan had an update. Kyle Fletcher forced to vacate the TNT Championship due to injury. Let's hear from Don Callis for more about this situation.
I have something important to say, and it's about the protostar Kyle Fletcher. Pains me to say that Kyle Fletcher is injured and out of action. This is throwing a wrench into the works for the TNT Championship. We're well on our way to becoming the greatest, longest reigning TNT champion of all time. Now that title will be decided in a Casino Gauntlet match this Sunday at Dynasty. As well, I was negotiating a great match. Proto-Kata against the Young Bucks for Dynasty. I was in the middle of the negotiation with those obsequious little punks to prove a point, and now that's off. But there's a reason why I am money. There is a reason why they call me the Invisible Hand. I already have a pivot that's going to blow your mind. By the way, Okada and Takeshita. All I hear is, when are we going to see them wrestle? When are we going to see them fight? Well, Phil Jackson didn't care whether Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen got along. I run this faction like a professional sports franchise. I actually like the fact that people don't get along. So you're going to wait a long time. So if you don't like that, I didn't get to see Okada and Takeshita wrestle, too bad. Don Callis family calls the shots. And coming right up, you're going to get to see Takeshita in action in a 6-man tag with Mark Davis and Andrade. What an all-star team that is. And they are going to destroy Bandito, Jack Perry, and Darby Allin. In fact, Andrade may destroy Darby tonight, and I may take that MJF money, pick up Connor McDavid here in Edmonton, and hit the town like it's 1984, if you know what I mean. So that's what you got in store. Wait for it. The Don Callis family will be stronger than ever, and we will do it for Kyle. Kyle Fletcher strong, brother.
Well, unfortunately, as Don said, Kyle Fletcher may be forced to vacate the TNT Championship, but we will crown a new TNT champion this Sunday at Dynasty.
Your only contest is a trios bout simple ball. A Virgin Reports from Seattle, Washington, weighing 175 pounds. Darby Allin.
It's unfortunate, I'm sorry, Seattle, without an injury, and really is regardless who it is. Make some exciting news what we've got ahead of us on Sunday. And speaking of Sunday, live on pay-per-view on HBO Max, will be Andrade El Idolo, Darby Allin, one-on-one. And both Kenny Omega and MJF agree that if Darby is successful on Sunday, he will get the first shot at the championship.
Mexico, weighing 211 pounds, he is the world champion.
Bandito calling it to action tonight. But King was unavailable, personal matter. He could not compete here tonight, but he called on his former champion or co-champion, AEW World Tag Team Champion, Bandito, to step in for his place.
And in that one half of the former AEW World Tag Team Champion, Brody up. It's a little over a year celebrating his victory and dating the Ring of Honor World title drop. Jericho.
From Los Angeles, California, weighing 190 pounds, he is the AEW National Champion, Jungle Jack Perry.
Don Callis called his side an all-star team. But look at this, we have Bandito, Darby Allin, the national champion, Jungle Jack Perry, an all-star team in their own right.
Yeah, it's all stars on every side. It's kind of a very unusual combination to see them together. Obviously, it will be for the first time ever, but I like to see how they work together and how they're going to fend off the Don Callis effort, who I think is going to cause more trouble than ever thanks to what's happened to Kyle Fletcher.
Weighing 232 pounds, he is the NJPW World Television Champion, the Alpha Yusuke Takeshita.
Takeshita, he and Kazuchika Okada have been at each other's throats for one at Don Callis to keep the peace in his own family.
His partners, Godzilla, Mark Davis, and Andrade El Idolo.
Now it seems like Andrade El Idolo, he has his eyes on MJF and the AEW World Championship, but the financial incentives MJF has provided Don Callis seem to keep Andrade and the rest of the family occupied doing MJF's good.
For the time being, certainly, but I'm trying to see if Andrade is able to defeat Darby Allin. He will certainly think it won't be long before he will get an AEW World title opportunity. It will be undeniable at that point. I think the bigger question right for now is how are their opponents going to coexist given the history between Jack Perry and Darby Allin. They set him on fire.
He most certainly did. Darby Allin set Jack Perry on fire, but Tony, I think that speaks to the gravity of how disgusted MJF and Don Callis, there's nothing on their own, but when they're paired together, it can mend fences between Darby Allin and Jack Perry.
Yeah, there are common areas. I don't think there's any question about that. Anybody in wrestling who doesn't like Don Callis can just look to his right or left and find another one. And one thing that I've noticed, and I think the cameras noticed this as well, Darby Allin kept his eyes on Andrade the entire time Andrade Alilo came down the ramp, went to ringside, and now, as right before these two get it on Sunday,
That's going to be a hell of a main event tonight.
what is this?
That guy right there is basically
Days with Darby
Darby Allin.
Now Konosuke Takeshita enters the fray for the Don Callis family. Darby went for that coffee splash. Nice drop behind. Darby right here. There we go. Well, Davis, he's going to do it again. He's going to do it again. Davis unleashed a power driver by Darby Allin. Very nearly going to give it. Jack Perry just bailed him out.
Guys, Andrade has made this a 2-on-3.
Oh, Bandito and Darby take it. Take it out there.
Where are you going? You're the best wrestler in the world, and you're playing these games. Why are you Don Callis' little bitch? Get your ass out of here! Quit being Don Callis' little bitch, you heard me?
Who's he talking to?
Here he comes.
Andrade.
I don't know, maybe he's trying to lower Darby in.
Well, Takeshita from behind. The rolls twice and 3 times. And so Darby planted him on the back of his head.
And Don Callis slithers out as well.
And what do you think that Don Callis is talking about from 1984? I don't know.
Very clearly, Don Callis family coming into this
I don't break this.
Yeah, they always have a game plan. Excalibur, I don't think there's any question about that. It was kind of odd though, seeing Andrade Alilo walk up the ramp and then out in the backstage area, bringing Don Callis back with him, but it certainly got the advantage on Darby Allin.
Don Callis just sauntered over to our announce desk.
He's joining us.
Konosuke Takeshita has Darby Allin isolated. Fans, a huge week of action ahead here as Dynasty approaches this Saturday collision. And then immediately followed by the countdown to Dynasty, then the Dynasty 0 and 7 Eastern, 6 Pacific, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, and Dynasty live on pay-per-view, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on HBO Max. Taking a huge risk down.
Fantastic. Jack Perry is a great young athlete. His problem is he's in with the Don Callis family, Shivani.
Repeat that again?
What's that?
Did you say Jack Perry was in with the Don Callis family?
Did you go hold up some
No.
I said he's in trouble.
You did not say in trouble.
Look at Davis. What a beast Davis is.
Mark Davis and
What?
a thunderous counter unleashed by the Alpha.
Right on the money, but Don, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room. The injury to Carl Fletcher. What a devastating.
We are devastated, but you know what? Kyle will come back stronger and faster. And here's the thing: it unites this team, this faction, this family. Behind Kyle Fletcher, I said Kyle Fletcher strong. We're gonna do it for Kyle.
Well, someone's going to draw his attention.
I hope she's got some money because this isn't free.
What do you mean this is free?
Don't touch the merchandise, Toots. What is this? Get ready. That is $60 Canadian.
Well, fans, our opening contest, this All-Star Trios match continues live on Dynamite. Don't go anywhere. Want it from us? I'm going to do far worse than embarrass you. Look at this.
I'm going to go use the bathroom. I'll be right back. God damn it.
CBS is going to have to ask you to return to the office.
Mamma mia.
thought he was gonna use the bathroom.
Yes.
He's out there fucking around with Dad.
Talking to Dylan.
I'm talking about damn phone.
Most famous athlete in the country right now. Right? So I don't know why he doesn't work. Game changer. Caitlin Clark, big news for her. Let's begin with, yep, the feds, they raided Diddy's houses, and now some video evidence is coming out showing the destruction the feds left in their car. We'll play a bit of the video now if you're watching on YouTube. But there's stuff strewn about everywhere, drawers ripped open, belongings scattered, safes broken. It looks like that they were particularly targeting Diddy's electronic equipment. You can see pieces of computer on the floor. It's clear they wanted hard drive or something else that they would have seized them, and they're going through them now looking for potential evidence.
Right, and Diddy's attorneys now come out. He's saying this was gross overuse of military-level force. He maintains, of course, that he's completely innocent and this was excessive. It is a lot of, I mean, you see that they drilled in the safes, they ripped his computers apart, there's stuff all over the place. We don't know exactly what they were looking for. You know, it's all related to human trafficking and a lot of other charges. Diddy's maintaining his innocence through all of this, and so let's say he was completely 100% innocent. Do they have to pay for this?
They're like the cleaning fake.
Yeah, the government. They're like, sorry, we destroyed your house and didn't find anything. They just, I guess they just get to do that.
There should be like with every raid, afterwards, some people who come to the door saying, okay, bye.
The government cleaning force.
Yeah, like the little Swiffer things, and yeah, I mean, but yeah, Diddy's calling it a complete witch hunt. I don't know. I mean, yeah, maybe it'll turn out that he's innocent of what he's been accused of. Like, there's so much smoke now, and there's so many different accounts kind of alleging similar action. He got up to some weird stuff at the very least, and criminal at work.
Right, and yeah, we were saying like the government does this, they don't find anything. But I imagine for them to do a raid like this, they've got to have a lot of not evidence against him, but they've got to have a real reason to go do this.
Well, you know that guy Rodney something that he had tried to allege things against Diddy maybe a month ago,
right?
And he was a guy that like rocked around with Diddy. I think he was kind of documenting his life a bit. He would have told cops if he thought that there was stuff on tape or if there was other evidence. I'm sure there are witnesses and people cooperating with the feds, basically saying this is what Diddy does and this is where he keeps tapes or something like that.
If he was doing this and was filming it somehow, people would know.
Yeah.
If nothing else, the people involved. If they talk to women who say, yes, he did this, he filmed this, then that's cause to go and raid his homes and look for this stuff. And we'll find out what they found.
Totally. Another story coming out of this is that an alleged drug mule for Diddy. This kid was named in Rodney, the guy I talked about before, in his suit, saying that he's got this kid who's like a drug mule who apparently, allegedly, carries around all of like these stuff and narcotics, allegedly. And so when the plane was stopped in Miami, this kid was there was cocaine and marijuana found on him, an unspecified amount, but.
This episode is brought to you by TaxAct. Don't do your taxes alone. Join TaxAct's National Admin Night. Admin nights are social gatherings for getting through your to-do list. So get ready for a night of fun, finding deductions, and filing taxes with TaxAct, where you can file your federal and state return for just $49 through April 8. Let's get together and get them over with. Visit taxact.com/admin-night for details.
Today on the TMZ Podcast. Hello and welcome to the TMZ Podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton, and joining me today is newsbreaker lovemaker Devin Ryan.
Got a pretty serious show.
We really do. It's been
Heavy topics.
an interesting 24 hours. I don't know. Busy. So, Diddy's houses got raided at the same time on the East Coast and the West Coast. We'll give you an update there. This Baltimore bridge disaster, I mean, video is just crazy. I've never seen anything like it. So we'll talk about that.
All right, microphone.
Max and Taylor are in love. Weird segue, but we'll talk about how they're in love. PDA field trip down to Bahamas. And
No, God!
Steve Carell.
No, God! No, God!
Welcome back to AEW Dynamite Live on TBS and HBO Max. We are opening the action tonight with a huge trios match. Don Callis family taking on the unlikely trio of Magneto, Darby Allin, and Jungle Jack Perry. And Perry avoids a senton that could have been disastrous. Perry then rolled up in the wrong corner. Here he goes, Excalibur. That is slippery.
Very interesting. Could have checked out the man, but instead he was going towards Bandito.
And Gary has Davis stunned, and now tag made Bandito down. And the pump kick to Takeshita. Elbow strikes to Davis. Bandito not backing down. And in the face of the Bandito's impressive, isn't he?
He's taken on so many men much bigger than him, but he shows his power and showed him right there.
Oh no, shoulder first. Incredible strength shown by Bandito.
Ring of Honor World Champion is on fire.
And Bandito went for it here. He's got Takeshita lined up to get 21 points, but no. Takeshita, he was looking for a Thunder bomb, but Bandito was prepared. There you go, watch out now. Now Takeshita. Thunder bomb! 1, 2. Very narrow escape for Bandito.
Looks like that time he only had the left shoulder covered, Don.
I am very, very excited. I'm excited for Collision when Okada is going to take care of Myron from the Rascals. That punk stuck his nose in our business, and I wasn't happy about it. I'm not happy with the Rascal. I don't like seeing conflict in the head. So Okada, the ringleader, is going to embarrass Myron Reed. That's going to be front and center for you, Bobby.
Yeah, Myron, what a debut that he made. Myron did. He is undefeated in singles competition thus far.
Until Saturday.
Yeah.
EW International Championship match for Collision is set on TNT and HBO Max. Bandito! What's going on? 2. Davis, his turn to escape.
Need both legs to pin a guy Davis's side. Even as strong as Bandito is.
Bandito left his feet with that close kick, left himself open for Takeshita. And that elbow strike. Poison Raw by Jack Perry. And now Perry on the move.
Fantastic.
Watch out!
The Topaz headed this way. Davis with Darby from behind.
Well, Darby was coming in for Don Callis. Well, that was chaotic.
And Mark Davis just bailed out his boss. I think there might be a little bonus in his Don Callis family paycheck this week.
I would think so. It was a long, great mistake by Darby. Might have been running to the table, and I missed it.
Darby just thrown over the table, laying on the chair. Watch! Bandito looked on Davis and Takeshita. Now Jack Perry finds himself at a 3-on-1 disadvantage.
And he's going to fight out there, I can tell you that. And he's doing exactly that. No running in Jack Perry, regardless of the odds.
Davis, though, powerful right hand into the jaw. And now Davis
Tackles Michael and drive the legal man.
uncrossed a massive lariat on Jack Perry.
After that right cross a massive lariat, I'm not so sure that Jack Perry is with us right now.
He's done. The pile driver Andrade
is legal, and it's all but a formality here, Nigel.
And he looks like it. El Idolo. Take it easy. Tranquilo. He's gonna slide the national champion into his DM. The Dark House man, Mark Davis.
Systematic destruction by the Don Carroll family, taking out Jack Perry's partners one-on-one and leaving him vulnerable. Darby Allin Bandito.
The Dynasty this Sunday. This is not the result that Darby Allin wanted, as he desperately tries to crawl back into the ring.
And right after Don Callis, I think, was obviously a mistake, but Darby trying to bring himself back into the ring as the family continues the assault on Jack Perry. Darby Allin and Johnny Alito, they will meet this Sunday with Kenny Omega and MJF. Agreed that if Darby beats Andrade, he will get the first shot after Dynasty. Roman leaves Vancouver at AEW Men's World Champion.
Oh, wow. Throwing at the sign of Dynasty coming up Sunday, and then the low blow. Oh,
Just
I'm
domination.
not happy about this.
Domination, destruction by the Don Callis family. Look at this. Callis gouging the eyes of Jack Perry.
But drenched by Van at ringside. That's how much they hate him here in his home country.
Oh, it's the Bucks. And Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks. Close friends of Jack Perry, and more importantly, bitter enemies of Don Callis and the family.
Just in the nick of time, I might add. But there's more of the Don Callis family.
Sean, what's wrong?
Super kicks from Matt and Nick Jackson. Take down Lance Archer. Take down Vince Sarah Apollo. He got taken down too. Now with Davis down. BTE trigger delivered by the Young Bucks.
The Young Bucks standing tall here. There we go. Saying Takeshita up for this.
Matt and Nick Jackson moving over to Kesta. Kick his feet. It's a Kazuchika.
And it's again Takeshita. Did not expect that.
One time, Okada. He was a close friend of the Nick Jackson, but he's thrown his lot in with the Don Callis family.
And we're going to see Okada this coming Saturday against Minor Will. Okada, Takeshita, standing tall, working together. How about this?
Working together at least for a moment. Ooh, Okada.
Well, you can just see the hatred between these two men.
Okada and Takeshita coming to blows.
Let them fight. Let them fight. Let
Let
them
them
fight.
Yeah, they're fighting.
This.
Okay.
Just standing on the outside there, you see him. And now you see big members of the Don Callis family.
That's a Cesaro. John Lance Archer trying to separate these two athletes. The crowd here in Edmonton, they want to see Okada and Takeshita.
It's second up in the ring. It's the Rascals. The Rascals are coming to the ring. And we got people running
And the Rascals. And Bandito wiping out the Don Callis family. So look at Okada.
Okada celebrating. And here comes Myron Reed. Myron Reed was what is taking down here and what is taking over here.
Myron Reed will challenge Okada for the International Championship this Saturday at Illusion.
But the most Most of the Don't Count family lost weight, including the Briscoe Power last week. You watched. And then you see it coming in on Saturday. And still to come tonight, Jericho will address his return live.
Here we go.
Hi, kids. It's the learning tree. Hopefully by now you've learned that the learning tree doesn't work.
I'm here with Doc Sanson. Doc, last week on Dynamite, MJF said some pretty alarming things about Kenny Omega's medical condition. Can you clarify that?
Yeah, I heard that, and I think he's just trying to get in Kenny's head. I spoke with Kenny afterward just to make sure that everything he was good with us talking about his medical condition. Obviously, he had diverticulitis. He had the surgery. Yes, there's post-surgical complications and stuff. But Kenny's in the best shape of his life right now. He was cleared by a surgeon. He was cleared by me. So he's ready to go. But I just think that Max is getting in his head, and I'm not happy with that. And I had to bring this up, but I got to get back to work. So thanks, Lexi.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Let me know.
Thanks for your time, Doc.
Mama, what he said?
He basically said Kenny Omega's ready to go. He's over his medical stuff and he's cleared to go.
Good sign.
For
He's on TBS. Big names, big players. All the pieces in place to make this your perfect night.
We have the one in West Virginia next week.
What?
We have the one in West Virginia next week.
I know that.
Yeah. So I think that every time it's Dustin, it doesn't kill.
He says that one in the Road Wrestling Committee next week. Is it next week?
Yes.
Oh, wait, yes, it is.
I think that's a Dustin and kill.
Introducing the challenger from Guinea, West Africa.
That's it. Sorry, I'll go down some with you. I'm still eating my phone. One of the stars.
No, it's just me proving to myself that I still am that woman. And Queen Amidala Alex referred to herself as the one and only Nia Jordan. It's a big opportunity, but I mean, she might not feel the pressure, but the pressure's gonna be there. Yeah, no question about it. And I think I can read between the lines, read between the tweets, if you will. She wants to prove it to herself as much as to anybody else. But this is who she has to prove it to. Come on, New York City is a TBS champion. The face of TBS. The pain with the power. Woo! Tony Romanello, prolific in her defenses of his team.
I'm free tomorrow. I'll see you on Friday.
Recently, last week at Collision, defeated returning Hikaru Shida. It was a seesaw battle that will pull out a victory in the end. Yeah, you're talking about a former world champion in Shida. It was a big win for Will Nightingale. And you know, guys, defeating Shida does a lot
I'm
of your
free
confidence
tomorrow
as much as
and
anything
Friday.
else. And I think Willow right now is really red hot. 6 successful title defenses, 98-day reign. Big smile on her face. But she's got quite a task ahead of her. Look at the smile on Queen Amidala's face.
As referee Paul Turner calls for the Bell fans, we are excited to be here in Edmonton tonight, but we are looking forward to Dynasty this Sunday at the Rogers Arena in Vancouver, British Columbia. Visit AEWTIX.com to stand the QR code at the bottom of the screen to join us then. Next Wednesday in Seattle, it will be Spring Breakthrough. AEWTIX for that one. And then on Wednesday, April 22nd, the Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Portland, Oregon. Whoa, Nightingale very nearly got upset. Right there, Queen Amanada coming out of the gates hot.
Yeah, that happened just like about 40 years ago.
What was that, MJ? That was a little close. You're not kidding. Queen came out to win. I like that, Nigel. Yeah, a stat fast.
When happened, he just about 40 years ago.
And again, wow. Taking it to the TBS champion. Nightingale
That's about it.
wipe that smile off her face and start taking this seriously. Zamanova wants to prove something here.
Big elbow strike by Amanada, but Willow fires back with one of her own.
Yeah, Amanada being very aggressive to say the least, and I like that.
The background is that? That's Hikaru Shida. Yes, Shida looking on.
A menacing Hikaru Shida there.
And that's what we saw after the bell last week at Collision. Shida almost seemed like she was going to strike Will Nightingale with that kendo stick, but then had second thoughts. Running through on Will Nightingale, Will out of the way.
Shida was certainly disappointed that she had lost this one. But I think she did the right move by not hitting Willow. And I think Willow just noticed her back there. She pointed back that way.
Oh, not clutching that neck. That injury 5 months ago happened at the hands of the Sisters of Sin, Sky Blue and Julia Hart. And Amanada, you just got to look underneath the hair. That head, the neck and shoulders very heavily taped up.
Yeah, well, both champion and challenger have kinesio tape. The neck of Amanada, the left shoulder of the champion, Nightingale, suffered injury in the AEW Women's Tag Team title loss to Divine Dominion.
Adam Bane and William Cross, the AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions, will cover Amanada, kicking out.
You know, it's one thing to come back from an injury, being off 161 days, like the Queen was, but it's another thing to have your first match a title opportunity.
Turns things around on Willow there. And now, Amanada, to capitalize, build up some momentum. On the move. From Queen Amanada. Willow fires that right shoulder off the mat.
Which smile on the face of Amanada doesn't look too nervous, which is good, which is important. Might be a little bit more aggressive. Oh, here we go. Now he likes the trips and kisses.
Innovative offense, to say the least, from Queen Amanada as this TBS Championship clash continues live on Dynamite. Don't go anywhere.
Insane Backstreet Boys. God damn it.
4, 3, 2.
Roll the menu.
So tell us, what do you want? How about one meal tonight?
It's stacked with bacon, Swiss, and peppercorn aioli. Try the latest in the Whopper by You series today.
Welcome back to AEW Dynamite. I'm Excalibur, joined by Tony Schiavone and Nigel McGuinness. We are in the midst of a TBS Championship match. Queen Amanada returning from a 5-month layoff from an injury. Now challenging the champion. Will Nightingale rolled up, and Amanada very nearly took it there.
Amanada's got, I would say, a good 5 or 10 pinfall attempts on the champion. Of course, every time she does it, the champion has to expend some energy. Kicking out. Oh!
Nightingale backbreaker.
Willow need to stay on the attack, and I say that, but she's hurting, as you can see.
Willow with Amanada wide up in the corner. A hip check followed up by the lariat. Willow unleashing her power here. 6 defenses of the TBS Championship. Can she make it? 7 big. Drop kick by Willow.
Yeah, she's fighting right now to break that pace. She's not. Look at that. They're finally driving.
Livers hooks the far leg, and Amanada kicks out.
Yeah, she's got to stay on Amanada. Willow looking down. Concern on her face here, Excalibur.
And the former AEW Women's World Champion, Hikaru Shida, she was at the upper right of your screen. She is looking on, still seething, it would appear, Nigel, after the loss. Will Nightingale last week at Collision. Amanada pulls herself out of harm's way.
Certainly heavily invested in the woman that beat her last week. And I would imagine there's more to come.
Was senton in the celebration, but Willow doesn't have the match won just yet. Continues or needs to continue to apply pressure on her challenger.
They brought smile on her face, high-fiving with all the fans, but now, as you said, needs to get back in the ring. Thinking about it, taking plenty of time to get to the check mark. We need to roll out the rope if she can. I'm not too sure she can. Yes, she can.
Nobody home for Will Nightingale. The pool was empty, and oh my God! This unleashed the elbow strike. 2. Oh, Willow.
A really deep hook of the leg from Alanana, whose face tells you everything. Frustration. And that was a knockout punch, Knocker. Only looked like it. The champion not knocked out.
We certainly
lands this. She could be.
Certainly saw Hikawa uncork some big strikes on Will Nightingale last week at Collision. Now this time, it's Queen Amanada's turn, and Amanada puts footstep from Amanada. Cover 1, 2, and again Willow kicks out.
Let's hear it for the champion.
And Nigel, we were talking about the poker face of Queen Amanada. It seems to be slipping a little bit.
And the emotion plastered on the face of the challenger, Amanada. Frustrated, upset. She didn't beat up. She was taking it to the TBS champion. She got him neck to neck. A great start of a big win. Heading towards dynasty one on something. Oh, Willow said hit me.
Willow to the body. Willow fires back from that wrong. And Amanada take a moment to collect itself. Drops. And now Amanada. Amanada is ready for it. Looked like Willow was about to reach a pounce, but instead.
Boy, she came off the point of the elbow.
These two women swinging for the fences. I don't want to knock you, Tony, but I couldn't help but mix my metaphors.
I understand that. The official, second in town count. So maybe we'll call a pounce if she can get one in the big body check. I don't know.
Willow was leading with that lariat. Amanada was ready for it. And now,
second attempt, he got the first, got to the second.
Stepping Amanada, able to kick out, and Willow, series of chops, and now looking to come back to bait with a powerbomb, as she calls it, but Amanada fires in that. And Amanada floats up the champion. Crash, center of the ring. 1, 2, no, Willow just barely escapes.
We saw how much leverage the champion needed. We both of her powerful legs up to kick out. Oh, wait a second. She's in the wrong part of the town.
You know I'm taller than you.
Huh?
You know I'm taller than you.
Power?
I'm taller than you.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying no. I'm smarter than you.
Let me see. Stand up.
Huh?
He wants to find out who's taller.
Oh, who gives two shits?
My turn. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sarah.
John says a gentleman. Take the bait.
Thank you, buddy.
Alanana tried to slow down, but you saw it coming. Nothing she can do about it, though.
Michael, how's your mom and dad doing?
Huh?
How's your mom and dad doing?
Alright, I think they're going on vacation pretty soon. They're going to go to the Cape in Boston.
I hope they have fun. Sir, do you want some water or something to spray it on them?
They were going to go to Italy, but they decided to go to Boston instead.
You want some water?
Suffering some net damage in this match.
Some water?
Queen Amanada, she can hold her head high, no pun intended, knowing that she
You're back,
the
Michael.
TBS champion will not go very nearly to her limit.
You don't have to talk the show.
Nothing to be ashamed of, saying your first match back after 161 days on this shelf to take it to the TBS champion like that. Certainly a big benefit. And great sportsmanship from the champion as well.
So Langdale remains TBS champion fans. We kicked off the broadcast last night and last week with a dramatic return of Chris Jericho. He will address the AEW audience live tonight next. So fans, we are looking forward to Dynasty coming up this Sunday live on pay-per-view on HBO Max. It will be MJF and Kenny Omega one-on-one for the AEW World Championship. And let's take a look at MJF's impact on the sport of professional wrestling.
There are very few in the history of professional wrestling who have reached the greatest heights the sport has to offer as quickly as Maxwell Jacob Friedman. MJF, competing in the first match of the inaugural All-In event in 2018. MJF immediately grabbed the spotlight, so much so that he would be a featured addition to the Day One All-Elite Wrestling roster the very next year. The years that would follow would give the world a meteoric rise to behold, culminating with capturing the AEW World Championship at Full Gear 2022 from Jon Moxley, rebranding the title in his own image as the Triple B. MJF defended the title all over the world, including headlining the biggest professional wrestling event in the history of the UK, the first AEW All-In event from the iconic Wembley Stadium. MJF's historic first World Championship reign became the longest in AEW history when he defeated the previous holder of that distinction, Kenny Omega, in an instant classic in the latter part of 2023. Having delivered classic after classic, MJF has become the truest definition of a generational talent. There are no depths this temple of professional wrestling will not approach to maintain his legacy. No evil means not employed to hold on to his prize.
There is no higher honor, and there is no one who deserves it more than me.
And now, Vancouver, Canada will host one of the biggest matches in not only All Elite Wrestling history,
The god of pro wrestling
but perhaps
versus the devil.
of the entire sport of professional wrestling.
Just because it has a bunch of nutrients doesn't mean it.
Damn, girl.
Yeah, damn, girl, you're thirsty.
Right on schedule. Just saying.
Well scheduled. I heard.
It is the stretch run on TNT.
The push for the playoffs, that's when their game really picks up. That's the best time of year. It's super fantastic.
Come on, we can feel it!
Do or die, gotta make the playoffs. It's crunch time.
Every game's must win.
Your back's against the wall.
I can come down to one moment where play.
Embrace this challenge.
Tell them, okay, man, I'm sure you never know what's going to happen. Give yourself every opportunity to compete for the Stanley Cup.
The rest of the playoffs on TNT.
Welcome back to AEW Dynamite as we await the arrival. A man who returned 1 week ago with two
There we go. 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 Welcome to Dynamite is Jericho. Yoga. Chris. Yoga. Did you think of one more? The twice your food?
Made his return. He's not home, Tony. He's home right back.
There's home here in AEW. I think in that Buzz Excalibur, and you know, I've known Chris since 1997. Been working with him for a legendary career that he has had. And you mentioned the first ever AEW World Champion. There's been no one like him in pro wrestling, and I'm really, really excited to have him back here now after an extended.
Hey, get scratched into this.
Well, thank you, Edmonton. It is so good to be back on Dynamite. And last week when I returned, I said that I was home, and I meant it. And I'm going to make it official this week by signing my brand new AEW contract. Right here, only 100 kilometers down the road from where I had my very first match in Ponoka, Alberta, at the Ponoka Moose Hall. We're getting the Ponoka chant. That could be the first Ponoka chant we've ever heard in the history of anything. But I took a lot of risks that night in 1990 to start my pro wrestling career. And I've taken a lot of risks my entire career, including going all in on AEW when we started this company back in 2019.
See?
But it was a risk that paid off because AEW, I'm so proud with how big this company has become, growing and getting bigger week by week by week. And I'm so excited to continue to help build this company that I helped start. It's a risk that paid off. A lot of risks I've taken in my career have paid off with great stories and great matches. But some of them hadn't paid off, let's be honest. I've had some stinkers. It's okay, I've had some stinkers. That's all part of being a risk taker. It's all part of doing what I do, but I did things for the right reasons because I love pro wrestling, okay? I really do. It's why I tried to get in the best shape I could possibly get into for my return last week because I respect pro wrestling and this business deserves the best Chris Jericho that I could possibly be.
See?
And now that I'm back in AEW, it doesn't matter if I'm in the opening match or if I'm in the middle of the card or if I'm in the main event or if I'm not in the show at all. All I care about is helping to build AEW because I love pro wrestling and I love this company. You understand what I'm saying? It's the perfect time to sign this contract. I'm going to sign it.
What the? It's Ricochet. Who? Oh! Why? Why now?
Oh, good. What did I say? Defeated woman wins.
Wait for him to sign it first.
Celebration, Uncle. Well, they may have something on before Jericho can sign on the dotted line. Unequivocal. Jericho put AEW on the map. But Ricochet is looking to redraw that map. I thought this was a great moment. All he had to say about this company starting, this company moving forward. Chris Jericho being a part of it, and then Jericho got ready to sign it, interrupted by these guys. Way to spoil a great moment.
Okay, before I say anything, let the first words out of my mouth as I was saying, let the first words out of my mouth be that as somebody from Las Vegas, Nevada, let me tell everybody right now that Canada freaking sucks. I hate it here.
And what are you doing in Canada if you hate it there, Ricochet, you dumb son of a Bob bitch?
Yeah, make a Bob bitch.
Come in peace, we come in good faith. And besides, I promise you right now, if we came out here to hurt you, believe me, Khan would have already pulled the trigger. But no. I came out here to talk. I came out here for you to do me a little favor. Actually, better yet, do yourself a favor and just don't. Look, just don't. Don't do any of this. Don't sign your little contract. Don't come back. I mean, besides, why would you even want to? Hell, you've been gone for what, a year now? You've been gone for a year. Hell, you're bound to be a little rusty. And besides, you've been touring the globe with your little band, singing karaoke all over the place. Hell, all the singing's probably how you got them abs back. But, Jericho, you and I both know there's a difference between sing shape and ring shape. And hey, I'm not a proud man. I will give credit where credit is due. And you are, without a doubt, one of the greatest AEW champions of all time. Without a doubt. And also, without Chris Jericho, AEW might not have had the monumental rise that it did. But I don't know how much you've been sitting on the couch watching over the past year. But your boy's kind of the man right now.
Ricochet, Jericho.
Attendance is up.
Ricochet, Jericho.
And I was the first ever, the inaugural AEW National Champion. Oh, and this is all because of the rise of Ricochet. You feel me? The rise of Ricochet. It's all happening because of me. And look. Jericho, I'm only out here to tell you all of this because of how much I actually respect you. And I believe that I, amongst all people, can speak for everybody here when I say nobody wants you here, dog.
Ricochet's an
So
asshole.
why don't you go ahead and do
Ricochet's an asshole.
Why don't you pack it all up? Why don't you get out of my ring, get back on your little cruise ship, and never come back to AEW? Before you actually get yourself hurt.
Wow. You really are bald.
Nice.
But I respect you, Ricochet, and after what you just said,
You really are bald.
it makes me realize that I don't give a shit what you think. But what you don't know is I have a clause in this contract that says I can choose any available opponent for this Sunday at Dynasty in Vancouver. So that means I can choose
Get it with the ball.
Goons, I can choose the popcorn vendor in the 14th row, I could choose my nephew Marky from Sherwood Park, Alberta. I could choose Conor McGregor himself. But now that I've signed this, it makes me realize I've got some thinking to do. I got a decision to make. Okay, I've made it. You're right on one thing, Ricochet. I might be a little rusty, especially for this, because I haven't done this in about 10 years. But I think for you, it's valid. Because you know what happens?
You're bald.
You know what happens, Ricochet, when you're bald?
See?
You know what happens, Ricochet, when you come out here in a fancy pants little sweatsuit? You know what happens when Chris Jericho needs an opponent for Vancouver and doesn't have one?
Now you're supposed to bend to this.
You made the list.
You made the list. You made the list. You're supposed to bend to this. Look, the guy that's supposed to be protecting him is trying not to fuck out laughing. Okay. You're such part of this.
And here with the Donald Stanley and John earlier tonight, you mentioned you have an even bigger match for Dynasty than Protocata versus the Young Bucks. Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Speaking of big matches at Dynasty, Andrade, the hottest property in professional wrestling, is going to not just beat Darby Allin, he is going to put him in the dirt, and he's going to get himself a world title shot for the Don Callis family, because Andrade es muy bueno. You're talking about big matches? I had Protocata versus the Young Bucks. Kyle is hurt tragically, but I got an even bigger match that the people are just drooling to see. At Dynasty, it will be the Young Bucks against Okada and Takeshita as a team. What?
No way.
You say no?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, no. There's only one coach of this team. We need this. I can't believe how selfish you guys are. Kyle is laying in a hospital bed on death's door. We need to come together for Kyle. This is about Kyle. So you two need to work together and beat the Bucks.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. But I want to take his belt. I want to challenge him. That's my belt.
Okay. You know what? Hey, listen. I need this match to happen. And I need you two to work together to beat the Bucks. So you know what? That's fine. You work together, and you can have a shot at his belt and get this out of both your systems at double or nothing. But no one's leaving this family. You two fight, you settle it. You okay? We're good. We're going to have a good inter-family fight here. This is fantastic. And you two at Dynasty are going to work together like Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, just like that, for one night to beat the Buck. Now shake hands. Jordan and Pippen, guys, that's what we need.
You're Scottie Pippen. I'm Michael Jordan.
Don Callis breaking a lot of news there. The challenge thrown out for the Young Bucks, Okada and Takeshita for Dynasty.
God, it sucks that we don't get pay-per-view here. I know. You know what sucks about that?
What's that?
Especially since they've both been there. If they went and Ricochet and Jericho was added to WrestleMania. Granted, it may not headline, but it would get people pumped up.
Do you need help on your name, sir? I got you.
The former TNT champion makes his way to the ring. He could be in the catbird seat. That's the number one entrance.
Just like Shawn Michaels and Jericho. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That was fucking awesome.
Hey, yo, Paul. Michael's not bald. He has hair from the bottom of his skull.
I am not bald. I am simply lacking follicle.
From Mexico City, Mexico, 167 pounds, Monster Dorada.
The number one and number two spots are so important because it's a match that can end at any time. It's a match where other competitors enter the match at differentiating intervals. So it behooves you to have either the number one or two spot to end the match as quickly as possible. Before Rick fills up with others.
You can't win the match if you are not in the match. So number one and number two, by probability, have the best option of winning the match and taking the title. The first thing Tommaso Ciampa did when he got in the ring was take a look at the title there. Of course, Ciampa, already familiar with being a champion here in AEW, winning the TNT title on his debut match.
He is still eyeing the belt as he walks over. Ciampa, he feels that title was taken from him unjustly, but he certainly came into AEW with a bang, Tony, but would like to continue that upward momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is good. That's on the earmarks of being a classic matchup. How about what Don Callis had to say? It's going to be coming up at Dynasty. The Young Bucks will take on Okada and Takeshita.
Tag team battle.
Oh, who gives a
Okada and Takeshita put their differences
I want to see
aside
Ricochet
for
and
one
Jericho.
night to take out Red and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks. We will find out this Sunday live on pay-per-view.
Yes, that's his name, Chris Jericho.
Collision. Don Callis may take the Young Bucks out right before Vancouver.
It's been made official for Collision this Saturday on TNT and HBO Max. Hechicero and Up Clone of the Don Callis family will face Matt and Nick Jackson just 24 hours before Dynasty live this Sunday in Vancouver.
It's a great Dynasty week, gentlemen, and of course it starts tonight, and we have the countdown to Dynasty.
Wait a second, roll here by Master Dorada.
And that's coming up right after Collision on Saturday.
Ciampa's turn for the roll.
Almost able to get on a bell lock.
Now, we've talked a lot about Tommaso Ciampa, the former TNT champion. We've not talked a lot about Master Dorada, really one of the brightest young stars from CMLL in Mexico. Something that's turned a lot of heads with his performances inside an AEW ring.
Yeah, a scintillating luchador. One of the men who is taking Lucha Libre into the next generation.
That's good. Dorada, of course, close friend, teammate of Mystico in Mexico. Mystico, of course, 1/3 of the AEW World Trios champions, alongside Speedball Mike Bailey and the Jet Kevin Knight as Master Dorada.
Oh, he is so quick.
His impressive footwork, Tony.
It's been a great program, but we still have a lot more to go tonight. Don't forget, we had that big match that was challenged by Chow a little bit later on tonight.
The Chaos in Canada, United Empire, Will Ospreay taking on John Moxley, the Death Riders.
And we are going to hear from Kenny Omega as well tonight as he gets ready for that world title match against
So nimble, so inventive. Tommaso Ciampa did not have an answer for that one. Dorada rough kick caught Ciampa right on the button.
Also going to hear from Hulk and Christian. Yes, there's a whole lot more to go, but so much on the line for this matchup.
Over the top, Nick Miller. Ciampa came steaming in with that knee strike.
Evidence of what a wily veteran Ciampa is here. Wait a second.
Ciampa lining up the knee. Dorada able to avoid it. Fire back. So you mentioned we'll hear from Hope and Christian. They'll be facing FTR this Sunday at Dynasty. It's a deeply personal match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship.
Yeah, it's more than just the World Tag Team Championship on the line. It's got you right. Look at this.
Again, attacking from very unexpected angles for Tommaso Ciampa.
They're taking a big risk.
Tornado over the top. Who will earn the number one spot in this Sunday's Concealed Gauntlet match? We will find out as this match continues.
Fighting Francis over.
Yeah, this is why fast forward is a good thing.
And the show's like almost over anyways.
I think so.
Right.
I hope so.
So come celebrate spring savings at Harbor Freight.
I think
This
25
weekend,
minutes.
get unbeatable deals at Harbor Freight Spring
Think
Black
about
Friday.
watching 20th attack.
Huh?
Never.
Welcome back to AEW Dynamite Live on TBS and HBO. Matt Tucker Scalper, joined by Nigel McGuinness and Tony Schiavone. We are in the midst of a battle to determine who will be the number one entrant in the Casino Gauntlet match this Sunday at Dynasty. Live on pay-per-view, the winner of that match will claim the now vacant TNT Championship, formerly held by Kyle Fletcher.
And gentlemen, you were mentioning how important it is to get that number one spot and even the number two spot. We have seen Casino Gauntlet matches where there have been guys in the back area not even being able to get into the match. Lining up waiting to go in the next chance.
Able to maneuver out of the slingshot attempt, and Andre takes down Tommaso Ciampa.
He's so fluid as Dorado. Look at this.
Guys, pick up some pace now. Dorado.
This is exactly what Tommaso Ciampa does not want. That's where Dorado.
Stuff this, the double leg there, and Ciampa to the outside.
Ciampa to the outside, Master Dorado leaps over. Lands the kick to the jaw of the Psycho Killer, Tommaso Ciampa, and now Dorado.
Big risk.
My God, he's on top of the ring post.
Standing on top of the ring post, but not for long. Wipes out Ciampa on the floor, now moving with urgency.
Picking up pace. Of course, I make my return to professional wrestling at a Casino Gauntlet match at Wembley Stadium 2 years ago. I can tell you, lots of experiences ago.
450 Dorada very nearly earned that number one spot in the Conceded Gauntlet match. And speaking of Dynasty, Tony Khan has confirmed it is official for Dynasty coming up this Sunday, live on pay-per-view on HBO Max. It will be Jericho versus Ricochet in Vancouver. A tough test for Chris Jericho in his return to action. With 1 year away from the ring. But Tommaso Ciampa, oh no. Instead, Dorada able to maneuver himself out. Tommaso Ciampa, like Lariat.
Stunning Ciampa. We're going to really push the gas now.
Yeah,
Ciampa has a habit of lying in wait and waiting for an opportunity.
That's a great call, Nigel. There you saw it right there.
the opportunity presented itself. Ciampa with the low drop kick, and now
Project Ciampa leads to the midsection in the back.
1, 2, no, the kick out.
With those knees, which have been obviously his primary weapon on many levels, almost won it right there. Almost won it.
Driving the air out of the rib cage and the lungs of Dorada.
Ciampa straight out the spine of Masquerade Dorada, now up to the ropes.
The Golden Mask looking to turn things around, but instead, the Psycho Killer trying for the Psycho Driller.
But instead, Dorada able to slip free. Ciampa had driven into the top of the turnbuckle pad, and now Dorada comes around the corner. The kick. Masquerade Dorada with Ciampa on the shoulders. Big opportunity here. Dorada, the neck breaker. Will he clutch that number one?
Why do you think it?
That
That's an invented move, man. That took some leverage as well. Tommaso Ciampa, heavily muscled, and he got a lot of whiplash with that move.
That's where
Mamma mia. Take it to the sky again.
Perched on the top. Robert Ciampa, the boot into the face once again. Lying in wait. He drops the knee pad. Ciampa. Now Dorada, his turn to counter. Dorada went for the roundhouse kick. Ciampa rolls him through now. Caught up in the
Rings bell, and he rang the bell of Dorada. He wanted to hit this.
Yes, sir.
He's out.
Whoa. 1, 2, 3.
Earning the first on the TNT Title Casino Gauntlet match at Dynasty. Tommaso Ciampa.
The first man to enter the ring in the concealed gauntlet match this Sunday to determine a new TNT champion will be Tommaso Ciampa. But right now, let's hear from Clark Connors, Gabe Kidd, and David Finlay, the Dogs.
Last Saturday, in the main event of Collision, we had ourselves a little 8-man tag. And while the Dogs did not win that match, the Dogs did not get beat either. Matter of fact, we set out to collect 4 bodies, and we got 2 of them right here. Mystico, Kevin, you were lucky there was only 2 of us last week. But don't worry, the whole gang's back. Last Saturday, in the main event of Collision, we had ourselves a little 8-man tag. And while the Dogs did not win that match, the Dogs did not get beat either. Matter of fact, we set out to collect 4 bodies, and we got 2 of them right here. Mystico, Kevin, you were lucky there was only 2 of us last week. But don't worry, the whole gang's back together now. Whole pack of dogs up in here. One of these fools gonna learn. How you gonna come at us with no backup? The conglomeration have no one left. I'm not worried about it. Mystical, jet speed, you're parading around here. Like you run this division, but how you gonna do that, boys? When there's a 3-headed dog right here, ready to bite every single one of your heads off. So this Saturday, in Edmonton on Collision, we're coming for your bodies, and we're coming for your gold.
The dogs have their shield. What? Ashley?
I heard him, Sean.
You're expecting the usual sweet embrace when AEW Women's World Championship against former world champion Jamie.
If I have to hear how Jamie Hayter used to be champion one more time, I swear to God, Lexi, I'll take you out for a nice seafood dinner, the finest wining and dining, and then I'll bring you to the strip club. I'll drag you up on the stage and I'll break every single one of your fingers. Jamie! The kingdom has changed since you ruled it. The only reason you touched this is because I wasn't here. But now that I'm here, you're never gonna touch this again. When I arrived in AEW, the first woman I took out was you. Because I knew you'd be the easiest. But you kept on coming back. Not because you're the toughest, but because you are the dumbest bitch alive. So now I'm done playing games. I am done having a good time. Because now, the dynasty, you're going to be the dumbest bitch.
Tekla, Jamie Hayter. A clutch match there, but we are about to hear
making his way in the ring. Last week attempted to take out FTR before the match even took place. This man is unhinged, he's dangerous. Lord only knows what he is going to do when he gets his hands on the AEW World Tag Team Champions.
Cold-bed Christian. Yep. Cold-bed Christian. Apple.
Gallery met certainly said certified legends, no doubt. We saw Chris Jericho earlier, another certified legend. How great is it to be able to sit here and say that Cage and Cole are together again, and we're going to be able to call their match on Sunday. Verifiable legends have come much bigger than Christian Cage, a father to the masses. The bigger question is, can he trust Adam Copeland? I don't think so. Oh, come on.
Jealousy and pettiness. That's what started all of this. That's what blew up Rated FTR. Yeah, those guys, they said that they were in my shadow. That they were nothing more than glorified henchmen for me. But boys, that's not my fault. That is the cold, hard hand of reality slapping in your dumb little faces.
Let's go on.
See, I am not going to shrink myself to fit into their small little world, and they're not big enough to grow into mine. Fact of the matter is, this Sunday at Dynasty, the CNC Dynasty take a rightful place back on top of the mountain as your AEW Tag Team Champions.
FTR, wherever you are, sit down and shut your mouths while I conduct my business. Now, boys, you've been very busy because you've managed to not only piss off Cage and Cope, but you've managed to piss off the entire country of Canada. And as everybody's favorite father figure, I have to say you've been very, very naughty. So naughty, in fact, I was forced to pay a visit to both of your mothers. And just so there's no confusion, when I say pay a visit, I mean I banged them both.
Damn. Damn, that's hot. Oh, damn. Oh, damn, that's hot.
Yeah, you jump, Christian Cage.
And I especially don't want your mother to feel left out because I plan on visiting your mother as well. The difference is, when I do, it'll be as one half of the AEW Tag Team Champions.
Uh-oh.
Well, the champions will have something to say to that. Like everyone Christian said, I don't think it's any surprise that FTR is going to come out of here. Not going to let their mothers be spurged like that.
Cash Wheeler, Big Stoke, Dex Harwood, FTR. What a guy from Ohio. Triple Red Rock Romero. Copen kids attack them like he was looking for FTR. And those two guys were in FTR's locker room. Now we know the reason. Something was happening.
I told them to give a message to FTR. But they've got another message to give to Copen Cage.
Now we got a 4-on-2 right here now.
too with Stokely, as now Christian Cage being held and gets hard. Got countered by Christian. Christian there with a kill switch. But he fired it. Christian went right into Stokely, but Stokely smashed him in the face. This is not good.
What if? Got that?
Steel chair to the head of Adam Copeland.
I'll be on the receiving end of a message from FTR before.
This ain't good. This ain't
This
good.
is not good.
What? Christian, got that?
Stokely, what is he gonna do?
Spear! My God! Spear!
He's a woman, lady.
By a small bald-headed dude named Stokely.
He's still a woman, lady.
This world tag team title match we've got coming up on Saw now. Well, they want to do more than that, don't they?
Time for some music. Anyone had a concerto?
I'm not sure if it's a concerto that they have in line now.
There's one chair across the aisle.
Stokely still Christian's watch.
He might get back to his mother, who knows?
Cash Wheeler attacking the arm of Christian Cage and Christian writhing in agony. It's an understatement to say this is bad news for Adam Copeland and Christian Cage heading into Dynasty this Sunday. We need to get some medical attention for Christian Cage. As we step away from the action for a moment, fans, we will still hear from Kenny Omega live tonight. As we
God
continue
damn
Dynasty.
you. God damn you.
Christian Cage right now. I'm sorry.
Guys, no feet on the court. I'm sorry, I thought these were the extra legroom seats.
No.
God damn you. Okay. God damn you. Okay. God.
Darby, why do you have to be champion? I thought Darby Allin didn't care about championships. I thought Darby Allin didn't.
Love hockey. Any team is capable on any given night. This one's French
That's Trish Pat McAfee. Wait until I see him. Wait until we boot him with Randy Orton at
Darby,
WrestleMania.
why do you have to be champion?
A
I
week
thought
from
Darby
today.
Allin didn't care about championships. I thought Darby Allin didn't care about a single thing. You got
You know the
to
funny
push.
thing, epic.
You don't care about nothing in this life. The truth is, it's the exact opposite. I care way too much. I put up these walls, I put up these facades. Darby Allin doesn't care about a thing.
And like, why did the light go on and off like that?
Victory at Dynasty and move on to challenge for the world title.
Ladies and gentlemen, anything goes, and this one, this is Chaos in Canada. Introducing the United Empire, Francesco Aguirre, and another, the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, Carol Newman. And
Did you dead body?
from Essex, 225 pounds, the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay.
Will Ospreay, when he was a part of New Transworld Wrestling, he was the leader of United Empire. And he has called in some heavy-duty reinforcements. Francesco Akira, the speedster, the junior heavyweight specialist,
Hanare, just a warrior. And Callum Newman, Will Ospreay's protege, the youngest man to have ever won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, a title that can trace its lineage back nearly 40 years to Antonio Inoki. And AEW names like Kazuchika Okada, Jon Moxley, Will Ospreay himself, Kenny Omega have held that title. Ospreay didn't win that title until he was 28 years old. Callum Newman did it at 23 this past weekend. Will Ospreay, he undersold it not to him. He said he had a bit of trouble at work, but he has more than ample reinforcements here in United Empire. That's right. Ospreay, together, these three men are more than willing to go into battle for him. And their opponents, the Denverites, Daniel Garcia, Claudio Castagnoli, the Bastard Cat, and the AEW Continental Champion, Gia Monday. Thank you. Before we turn our attention, what will assuredly be a wild match coming up this Saturday.
Don't get that Tyson Fury and I want to do this Saturday night. I know, but we have that dance thing. Yeah. Oh, yoga. Is that Friday or Saturday? Saturday. Yeah. We may not be able to. Depending how long this thing is, or how long we have used it.
But Chaos in Canada is exactly right. Starting off as the evening began. We heard from Justin Roberts. This match, it's anything goes between the Death Riders and United Empire. It's Ospreay and Moxley pairing off understandably so, and Moxley. Bouncing the head of Jon Moxley off our desk as Hanare and Francesco Akira covering Claudio Castagnoli.
Ooh, nice. That's good, Mom.
Perhaps some of United Empire, not so much. Francesco there is known for his high flying. He's going to fly, courtesy the former Zero Heavyweight Champion, Claudio Castagnoli. And officially, on paper, at least for the record books, Jon Moxley targeting Cal Newman. It is Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, and Daniel Garcia. Oh, yes, and Alex Windsor. Ospreay's fiance coming out. But she's having a Marina Shafir. As Windsor and Shafir. This match truly is chaos turning.
What, this fellow?
And a chance to believe to see come Sunday, Dynasty 0. Francesco Akira found a ladder somewhere. And use that as a battering ram to take down Claudio Castagnoli. Now he is an eye. Letting out Daniel Garcia in the rapid pack as well. We got Premier Sunday's action on Saturday. Taylor Marina Shafir against the Rolling Birds, as well as the hits just keep on coming. Not only in the ring, but match-wise, heading to Dynasty. I cannot wait to watch that one. This match is freaking crazy. Ospreay, Francesco Akira. Akira, the Italian junior heavyweight. A core part of United Empire is all the members of United Empire bring something together. Look at this. Between the United Empire and the Death Riders, rages on. Don't go anywhere.
MLB TBS, Tuesday's biggest stage, where the best show. Some like them on an ice cream sandwich. Eat them how you like them.
Pop-Tart crazy!
It is chaos in Canada live on Dynamite. Will Ospreay, United
Well,
Empire,
it's not
taking
Moxley.
John Moxley and the Death Riders. Ospreay calling the reinforcements from Japan this past weekend. His protege, Cal Newman, Hanare, and Francesco Akira answering the call of the former leader of United Empire.
The stand punches from Teacher and Cuba. It was Ospreay. We got the tutelage of Cal Newman, 2018. The women was just 15 years of age.
And Ospreay already introduced one table to the opposite side of the ring. Now a second table as Newman and to our right, Claudio Castagnoli, Francesco Akira. Watch out now, Joe.
Yeah, the action getting way too close. They got the steps poised here. They got Moxley. That's exactly what they want. Gonna take out Moxley before Dynasty. That's what they want to do.
Ospreay and Newman right in front of us. With John Moxley in trouble. Now Claudio Castagnoli. Here goes out Moxley. Oh, Newman. Ready for the barricade, Ospreay.
Claudio Castagnoli is a monster. That is why I've called Castagnoli the linchpin of the Death Riders. It's his strength, it's his poise that holds this team together.
He is John Moxley's emissary of violence, and he is bringing the violence here tonight. A crucial intervention for the Death Riders, for John Moxley specifically. As Hanare said on the barricade, Moxley and Hanare, the respective powerhouses for their teams. Now, Pac with Francesco Akira. Isolated inside the ring.
What did I tell you, Tony? It would not take the Death Riders long to turn things back into their favor.
I knew they would. I mean, I was not discounting or discrediting the Death Riders. We've seen too much of them. And what they've been able to do here. AEW program.
And now just rapid fire shots from the Death Riders as Akira taken down.
Ospreay tried to climb back in the ring.
Cal Newman.
Newman came flying in the ring to help his leader.
Now trying to get in. Now Moxley choking Hanare on the outside. Imagine Hanare. That tattoo on his face. It's just a representation of his pride and his heritage.
Mary's the toughest, most dangerous, capable fighters. Arguably in the whole of history, even evolution. Right now, it's the Death Riders.
Focusing his barrage on Cal Newman and the young protege of Will Ospreay's Moxley.
So,
Back in the ear. Daniel Garcia standing on the back. Oh, damn, it's just disrespect from Garcia.
Garcia, where he has found himself, I think again, viciously, choke it. Moxley's challenger, Will Ospreay.
It will be John Moxley, Will Ospreay live this Sunday at Dynasty on pay-per-view on HBO Max for the AEW Continental Championship. That means that everyone is banned from ringside. It will be Moxley and Ospreay one-on-one this Sunday in Vancouver.
And so both teams know that, so they're going to get their licks in here tonight. Less than a week away from the big event. This is right now the Death Riders at their best. We've seen this before, working together as a group.
Floating out of the corner, now running through Garcia and Pac.
It's just too strong and too violent.
The Moolah, Harry, absolutely frightening. national champion, amateur wrestling, native New Zealand. Also trained MMA, catch wrestling, and Muay Thai. And Daniel Garcia, about pointing how dangerous he is.
Now once again, Claudio Castagnoli, Bluefield Death Rider, out of harm's way. Castagnoli catching the big man, and oh God! Just hoisting him up on vertical suplex and driving him to the table. And this battle rages on live on Dynamite. Don't go anywhere as this match continues.
Yeah, no, that's Death Riders.
Turn up your summer with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea fans love the smooth, refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Made with real brewed tea and 5% ethyl alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Fans, welcome back to AEW Dynamite. Moments ago, I believe we're going to see it again. Jon Moxley just landed a undoubtedly devastating pile driver on Will Ospreay. Ospreay with that surgically repaired neck nodule. This is getting ugly for Ospreay.
Ospreay came into this match here tonight thinking he could weaken his opponent, but instead, this absolutely devastating for the challenger.
And then on top of that, wrenching the neck many times.
Will Ospreay be called in the reinforcements from Japan in the form of United Empire. Francesco Akira, Bernard, and his protege, Cal Newman. But right now, they have been overwhelmed by the Death Riders as Moxley has Will Ospreay in his grip.
Well, reaching out, of course, no rope breaks going to help him. He's calling for reinforcement. And
He is back.
Bernard. The uppercut. Just dropping Cal Newman. Using his range to hide roundhouse kick back. Hook kick into the jaw of the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Newman, dazed by that one, is the bastard. Holding the center of the ring. Oh, just go.
well, this kid's amazing, isn't he?
Akira.
Rapid pace offense.
Garcia. Just open-handed strike. Garcia lands the high boot as Ospreay brings the ball there. The hook kick. Moxley looking for Death Rider, but no. Ospreay wants to be part of it.
It was on target, that first kick.
Getting laid now, Garcia. The body lock steps through like a dragon tamer. Ospreay fighting it, but Garcia has it locked in.
Moxley looking for this door.
Moxley drives Ospreay head first. Garcia shoots that. Makes the cover. And now Francesco Akira there to break things up.
You gotta wonder how much the neck of Will Ospreay can take, guys. My God.
Akira sends Garcia to the outside.
And fans, no more commercial breaks. We're gonna stay with us as long as it takes. Plus, King of Ring is still a thing tonight. So stay with us. What a way to head towards Double Cup Sunday.
Well, is it about the size of the dog in the fight?
No beatdown in the heart of the young Italian speedster Francesco Akira. Moxley wipes him out, but in comes the 23-year-old phenom, the protege of Will Ospreay, Cal Newman.
And Newman's a big boy, and he can match Moxley when it comes to power.
Moxley, the kick to the inside of the knee, changing levels. And now Moxley on the move. Rolling elbow strike.
And Moxley came right back. And then now he's dazed.
Garcia got caught by one now.
How is Ospreay back to his feet?
That's the way it Ospreay. Very nearly took it.
Fans, Big Week continues on Saturday. We understand that Saturday, the Hurt Syndicate will be in action as well. How about that?
The Hurt Syndicate, they made a statement of intent last week on Collision. And Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin back in action this Saturday at Collision as Will Ospreay now with Moxley. No, Castagnoli intervenes. Here he comes again, the big man. Claudio Castagnoli, the giant swing.
Yeah, he nearly launched Ospreay into the table.
And Ospreay, you can see how dazed he was. Yeah, look at the eyes. Hanari had the back of Will Ospreay. Now Pac and Hanari in battle. And into the powerbomb from Hanari. And now trying to pick his targets is Francesco Akira. Once again, oh no. Catching Akira. Now, there's a chair that built up. Hanari. Getting rising headbutt. And to the table.
Two massive men and one again. A collision that was.
Now Akira and Garcia.
They make a pretty way to break the table. Mark broke his backbone.
The star. Akira side, but still. A splash on Garcia and then leaves. Will Ospreay and Jon Moxley face to face, center of the ring, a preview of what we will have this Sunday at Dynasty.
And both men are going to be injured, going to be bruised, going to be hurting, but that's not something needs to be right. Who's going to be worse off from the table remaining?
Ospreay rapid fire elbow strikes. Moxley steals himself. No, reversal. Ospreay sends the outside. And now Ospreay paradigm shift. Remember, it was 5 consecutive paradigm shifts. By the chair right through the neck of Will Ospreay. That's what put Ospreay out of action. And then 2, Moxley up, rolling down for 3.
He's going to go for it again. He may try for 6 here.
Or he may try to end Will Ospreay's career permanently.
And that table, he's more the table today.
Newman.
What a move. The Prince coming to the end of the king.
Will Ospreay. Heading blade into Jon Moxley through the table. Ospreay covers. 2, 3.
And the winner for this match is United Empire.
Will Ospreay calling on the big guns. Callum Newman, the youngest IWGP heavyweight champion in history. Francesco Akira, Hanari, join Will Ospreay to earn the victory tonight. Is the momentum in the favor of the challenger heading into Dynasty this Sunday?
Good. That's your number. Ospreay could muster to defeat the Death Riders. So I've been doing so.
Well, I know that, but we're about to watch the contract sign with speaking with Kenny Omega.
Come Dynasty.
Will's got that look in his eye. He's not done, guys. Oh my God. This was an incredible main event heading to Dynasty.
But Ospreay, this is so deep and personal for him. He'll try to catch the other opponent. Jon Moxley on the way.
Here's the fun back.
Ospreay was going to try to end a career right there in front of us.
Just what Jon Moxley
Oh,
tried to do to
and
Ospreay.
here's Sarah. This
So
message
these
you
two
got.
men will meet this Sunday for the AEW Continental Championship, but also
You get asked Diddy
championship will be on the line as Kenny Omega challenges MJF. We saw
Yeah.
MJF's legacy in the sport of professional wrestling. Let's take a look at the impact of Kenny Omega on this sport that we all love so much.
Sean's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you got something to say, Michael, before we wrap it up?
Yeah. The show's not over.
Of professional wrestling at Dynasty this Sunday. Can the God show his might once more?
Ladies and gentlemen, he gets his chance to regain the AEW World Championship on Sunday. Here is Kenny Omega! when Kenny Omega and MJF met for the first and thus far only time, Kenny Omega, in his own words, was much less than 100%. He did not know that he was in the midst of a battle for his own life. And MJF was victorious.
Why is he putting in a
Now Kenny Omega said he was back
It's a promo.
better than ever. Does he have what it takes to dethrone the AEW World Champion?
Kenny Omega here in Canada. The floor is yours, my friend.
Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega.
You may not believe me if I say this, but this is actually a very nostalgic feeling for me. It's been quite a while since I've been here. About 25 years. But 25 years ago, believe it or not, I would hop in a car, 14-hour drive from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, all to be in this place for the wonderful independent wrestling scene that you guys have always had. So from a 25-year-old Kenny Omega, 25 years less year old Kenny Omega, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And to me, that sort of makes me feel like we're kind of friends. And so, hey, for friends, I'm just going to be transparent with you guys. I'm going to be honest. Last week with MJF, I sort of lost my cool, and I'm not proud of that. In fact, if it weren't for Speedball, I may have done something that could have ruined everything. And then I would have played straight into your hands, Max. And what exactly was it that I was so pissed about? I can't quite figure it out. It was the Ibushi thing, right? Nah, I didn't mind that. Nothing to be ashamed of. Was it the diverticulitis thing? Oh, you mean the same thing that commentary brings up every single week? The part where, yes, I had a boo-boo tummy, it hurt really bad, I almost died, all that stuff. And as one famous man said, cry me a river. I can't lie, at one point in time, having a little bit of sympathy on old Kenny Omega was a nice feeling, but every single week it got a little bit old. So what was it that I was really mad at? What was it really that set me off? Well, I was thinking about it. I was thinking about Kenny Omega, the best bout machine, Kenny Omega, the cleaner, Kenny Omega, the belt collector, Kenny Omega, the god of professional wrestling. These things to me aren't just words. They aren't things I've ever said about myself. These are the things that each and every one of you people have somewhere along the line said about yours truly. And I appreciated every single last sentiment. And to me, those words were like a responsibility, an incredible weight that I had to have on my shoulders every single week that I performed here in front of you people. Now you see, AEW, it used to be just a concept. There used just to be, this is going to be a place where maybe the best wrestling, you guys can see something a little different week in and week out. That's all it was supposed to be. Because at the end of the day, the thing that makes you so famous, MJF, the mouth, the gun flapping. Yeah, that MJF. I remember when I was at my peak and people would always talk a lot of shit. They would talk their shit. And I'd always think, go ahead, say everything that you want to say and then don't deliver on it, because everything you can do, I can do better. But what you can't do is what I do all the time. That is rewrite history. That is recreate wrestling in my image. That is what a god of professional wrestling does. So MJF, really, I started thinking, maybe it was you that should have been pissed off, because
It should have been you to realize, oh, all I can do is talk. All I can do is pull the rug out from other people. Because I could never do what Kenny did out in Japan. I could never tell a story through my physical work in the ring and elicit that emotional response that maybe only Kenny and a few others can. But I was the one who lost my cool in that ring. And now I realize why. It's because all of this that you see before you, I thought it was my responsibility. I thought it was all on me to write this legacy. I thought it was all on me to save the place where the best should wrestle and put the belt on someone where they actually can wrestle the best. Because MJF, I was wrong. This isn't my responsibility alone. This isn't my legacy. Edmonton, this is our legacy.
Yeah, you tell him, Kenny Omega.
And whether we're in Winnipeg, whether we're in Edmonton, whether we're in Timbuktu, it doesn't matter. What you people deserve is a champion that wears the belt with pride. What you deserve is someone who will go down in the annals of time as one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. And it isn't going to be you. Not if I'm feeling as good as I am today. Not if I've turned all these weaknesses into strengths. No, MJF, I am not the same Kenny Omega since diverticulitis. But it's valued me. It's proven to me that I value the work more. Now it's not just about healing. Now it's not just about getting better. Now it's about working harder to keep everything, to protect what I once had. So all of those weaknesses, the things that I was afraid of, the responsibilities that I wasn't sure I could honor, now those are my strength. And MJF in Vancouver, that belt that you wear around your waist, kind of like that little sweaty, greasy blankie that you wear around your neck that you call a scarf. I will take it from you, and I will start to right the wrongs that you have committed in this company. So be it, so it shall come to pass, MJF. At the pay-per-view, it'll be your last offense. That, and this version of Kenny Omega can absolutely promise.
Uh-oh. MJ. I'm better than you, and you know it.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, they're pulling out a cartridge for him.
Kenny Omega's a 100% going into the match on Sunday. MJF knows this, regardless of what he'll say. Days away from Dynasty live on pay-per-view on HBO Max. The AEW World Championship match in Vancouver. Can Kenny Omega reclaim what was once his, or will MJF cement his legacy in this sport?
You know, Kenny, I was listening to you back there, and you were talking like in 2026, you're better than me in this ring. You were talking like in 2026, you're about to beat me in this ring. Hell, I almost believed you. You were pretty convincing. You're getting better at this talking thing, Kenny. I'm really proud of you. Here's the thing, it makes sense. You should talk yourself up. These stupid morons that love you should talk you up. Lord knows you have to, because deep down, you're all scared shitless. As they should be, Ken. because you're all wondering if this might be Kenny Omega's last shot at the AEW World Championship. And I'm here to tell you you're all wrong, because it will be his last shot. The clock's ticking on your career, Kenneth. But you know what my favorite thing about this situation is? It's the fact that a couple of weeks ago, you brought up our match the last time we wrestled. Remember when I beat your boy like a drum? You remember that? And you had an excuse for it. You said it was because you were at 75%. Well, I'm curious, Kenny, because the doctors are saying you're at 100%. You've said multiple times this is the best you've felt in years. What's your excuse going to be after Sunday night, bud? I'm curious. But what I love about this situation more than anything, Kenny, truly more than anything, is this. You're about to find out the hard way, just like everybody in the back does, that thinks when they come into this ring, they're so special, they're so great. MJF possibly couldn't measure up. You bring the best version of yourself into this ring, and the same thing's gonna happen that has happened to everyone who has crossed paths with me since I've entered this company. You will find out you are not on the level of the devil. And on April 12th, Vancouver, Canada, in front of all your comrades here in Canada, in front of the world, their God will fall and your devil will rise, sat atop the throne where only he belongs. And do you know why, bud? It's because my name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and I'm better than you, and you know it.
I learn a little more about you every single week that we speak like this, Max. And it's made me learn that actually this right here and what it takes to protect it, it means a lot to you, doesn't it? And I even think it means a lot enough to the point where you would honor the tradition of shaking your challenger's hand before the day of the big pay-per-view. This will be the last chance we can meet respectfully as men. So for the sake of all these cameras, for the sake of my friends here in Canada, what do you say, pal? Shall we let bygones be bygones for the sake of a great picture before what should be a legendary main event? Shake my damn hand, Max.
And get sad.
The AEW World Champion lane. That's so predictable. Hey, you don't mind if I just get this free off, Max? Yeah. Like I said before, I know you. I've studied you. I've seen this coming miles away. Max, at the pay-per-view, it isn't going to be the way that it has been up until now. And at the end of the pay-per-view, we're not going to be hearing about how much better you are and how we should know it. It will be me bidding the crowd at you with a goodbye, Mwah! And good night, bang!
Oh, I'm definitely using that in my outro.
The main event, Kenny Omega challenges Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF, for the richest prize in our sport, the AEW World Championship. What is sort of the exile of biblical precautions that God of pro wrestling is dethroned its devil. And we look forward to joining you from Vancouver this Sunday for Dynasty live on
Russia.
We'll see you Saturday at Collision.
Okay, it looks like we're done. On behalf of John Batcher, Sarah Cooley, who you can look up on YouTube to see her channel, and of course where did he go?
I'm behind
He's
you.
right behind
Oh,
us.
and of course our friend Sean, who we call
Mr.
Kennedy. 4, 3, 2, Kennedy. For Sean, Sarah, and John, I'm Michael Paul. We'll see you tomorrow for what?
TNA if
For
they're
TNA Impact.
if they're here. But as what Kenny Omega said earlier tonight, I'll give you a further adieu. Mwah, and good night. Bang!
There you go. With that, good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Like and subscribe. Bang!